Hello guests, Ritzy Bellhop here, and welcome to Quite Optimal, the show where we discuss the best of everything on a per dollar basis. And recently, a company called Luzz sent me a couple of their products to test out, including their power paddle, which they appropriately named the Cannon. So I thought, why not do the review on this paddle so I can give it away to one of you guys? So watch to the end for instructions on how to get picked for that. As usual, I'm going to work my way down my list of optimal features to see which features this paddle has and which features it might be missing. But this time I will be evaluating each part of the paddle in terms of maximizing power because it is marketed as a power paddle. Then afterwards, I will discuss how the Cannon compares to my other top recommended paddles in terms of value. Starting with the shape, the paddle has an elongated shape with a length of 6.5 inches and a width of 7.5 inches, which is the most powerful shape available because the added length shifts the sweet spot upward, providing more leverage, so the shape is quite optimal for power. For the surface, it features T700 raw carbon fiber, which is the most optimal material to have on a paddle face, with the grittiness being on par with other paddles in its price range like the Vatic Pro Prism, so quite optimal on the surface as well. As for the edge, it's protected and foam injected. The edge guard protects against chip damage and the foam injection expands the sweet spot, so the edge is quite optimal. The handle is 5.5 inches long, which is long enough for a two-handed grip, but if Luzz was optimizing for power, they could have pushed the handle length just another 0.2 of an inch or so for a tiny bit of extra power, but I personally like the handle length for my playstyle, so I'm not complaining. Next is core thickness and material. The thickness of this paddle is 16 millimeters, which is great overall, but they really should offer this in a 14 millimeter version because it is marketed as a power paddle and a 14 millimeter version would appeal more to power players. The core material of the Cannon is polypropylene, which I recognize is not the most powerful core material available, the big one being foam core paddles. Those are the hotness right now. But I don't think the added cost of foam core is worth the benefits yet, so for now I will say the core material of the Cannon is quite optimal. As for the construction process, the Cannon is made using thermoforming. Now personally, I'm not a big fan of thermoforming because it increases the odds of core crushing. However, for a paddle to maximize its power potential, thermoforming is practically required. So for a power paddle, like the Cannon, marketed for power players, I will say the manufacturing process is quite optimal. Overall, the Luzz Cannon might be a good option for someone looking to spend extra for a little extra power. And if that's you, you can use my discount code RITZY on their website for a 10% discount. However, for most recreational players, I don't think that spending extra money chasing power is a wise idea. After all, just last year, a paddle like this using Gen 3 technology would have been considered cutting edge, most powerful technology you can find, but now we have Gen 4 foam core paddles to contend with that make the Cannon and other paddles like it seem second rate in terms of power. And who knows, next year they might come out with something new that makes even foam core paddles seem obsolete. That's how fast the paddle technology is changing because the sport is so new. For the majority of recreational players, it would be far more prudent to purchase a value paddle like the $30 Ihoye, the $40 Royslong, or one of my other top recommended paddles in my best pickleball paddle video, which I will link for you here and in the description below. But for the low price of $0, the Luzz Cannon absolutely becomes the most optimal pickleball paddle available. And Luzz did agree to send one of these guys to one of you guys for free, and all you gotta do is make sure that you're subscribed and leave a comment down below starting with the words ding ding, followed by what you would want me to cover next here on Quite Optimal. I will choose a winner by the end of the month, and more giveaways might be coming in the future, so you should subscribe and hit the bell for more chances to win. If you'd like to see more unsponsored videos on optimal living, I've left them for you just to the right of the hat rack. And if you're feeling generous today, you can also leave a tip for your bellhop by clicking the brand new thanks button down below. And I'll see you next time.